Hello, I'm Hunter Griffin with the SBC show with my co hosts Aiden and Daniel. Today we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic to some people, maybe. We're talking about quarterback salaries in the modern NFL. And it depends on who you're talking to, but a lot of people will say that the overpaying of quarterbacks is taking away from the rest of the team, especially with teams like the Arizona Cardinals that have a top three salary in Kyler Murray, who hasn't produced a lot for them. Also, the new Lamar Jackson trade has been very, very interesting to watch, as he does have that 2019 MVP, but he only has a single playoff win in his 5 years in Baltimore. So, is that enough to justify not even just them, but like Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, all these big contracts, Dak Prescott? Is there justification for it?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, some of them I want to talk about, like the Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers one. Well, we'll start. We'll probably start with Dak. I mean, well, Dak has been very, very. What's a good word? Like successful and unsuccessful, I would say. I mean, he's given them playoff
He's
appearances.
been average.
Yeah, average. There you go. He's been giving them playoff appearances, but he just hasn't been giving them championships. Which that's what Jerry Jones is looking for. I'm looking for a championship. I'm not looking for playoff runs, like making it to the playoffs. I'm looking for a champion. I'm looking for championships. I'm looking for a ring, man. I'm also want to talk about the Aaron Rodgers one. The Jets are paying him $50 million. Like, holy crap! I did not expect him to pay that much. I just expected him to sign with them no matter what the
That's
contract.
the same as the Packers, though.
Yeah, but he's getting older though. He's getting old. I mean, he came off one of the worst seasons like last year. He didn't even make the playoffs with the Packers last year. So I'm really surprised by that contract. I'm not gonna lie. What about you, Daniel? Like, do you have anything? To
Yeah,
say?
no, I feel like that contract is just simply unnecessary. I mean, you look at a few years ago when Brady signed in Tampa, he took a contract of what, 25, 30
It wasn't
million?
a big
Yeah,
contract.
it
It
wasn't a
wasn't that
huge
big.
contract. They built this great team around him, and they immediately won a Super Bowl. And really, and also what we've seen in the San Francisco 49ers, they had a seventh round pick playing rookie quarterback playing for them this year, and they made it all the way to the NFC Championship game with him. So, I mean, we've seen if you build a good enough roster, it doesn't really matter who's playing QB. Now, obviously, you're going to want one of those big names in there because that makes things certainly a lot easier. Of course, we've seen with the Chiefs, their defense at times has been lackluster, but when you have Mahomes,
Mahomes
winning
isn't even
MVPs.
top five in paid, though.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
he's just outside the top five because he signed a few years ago.
I
So-
mean, I think that goes to show that talent doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get paid. Um, like what I mean is you can win a lot like Mahomes and still not being paid as much, or you can be like Tom Brady, not get paid as much and still go to the Super Bowl in your first year in Tampa. It's not about the money that makes a quarterback good. The only reason they get paid that much is that they've proven to the team and the owner at least that they're worth it. But when it comes to interpreting that for us, some of us have disagreements.
Yeah, but it also comes down to like the money the number of the money that they get is the expectations of what they expect you to
That's
do.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Aaron Rodgers, we're giving you 50 million. We want so that means we expect you to give us at least a good run in the playoffs. I don't know about I'm expecting kind of a ring as well, but I also expect to run to the playoffs. Like that's what the money says. That's what the money speaks. You also made a good talk about the what did you say a second ago? So
About how talent doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get paid as much and vice
Yes.
versa.
Mhm.
yes, and I totally agree with you. But the money also is what gives expectations. We also are gonna take some audience questions.
Hey, I'm Chris from Atlanta. Quick question. So, with Desmond Ritter being the quarterback for the Falcons now, looks like they're going with the young guy, the cheap guy, and then building the rest of the team around them and spending all the money on the offensive line, receiving core, and the defense. So, would you go with that way, or would you pay one guy $50 million? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like what the Falcons are doing. They've built a strong roster around him with guys like Bijan Robinson, of course, being drafted this year. Last year, Ty Algier, they drafted him. I don't remember what round, but I don't think it was a very early round. They've also got solid playmakers like Drake London, Kyle Pitts. They've got a good O line, and I think this year they're trying to build their defense some more. So they got Ritter, slowly incorporated him last year, and built this team around him. And I mean, they won 6-7 games last year, and we expect them to at least be able to take a jump this year because they have a good roster and they have now a second-year quarterback.
And I like the Falcons as well. I think that even if Desmond Ritter isn't the guy, which we don't know yet, we'll find that out this season. But if that doesn't work out, then they're more than likely going to go for a quarterback in the upcoming draft. And if they find that quarterback even if Desmond Ritter is the quarterback, let's say, the Falcons will be in a good position without having to pay him all that money, at least until his extension comes along. But for now, if Desmond Ritter is a good quarterback, which I personally believe he can be, but we'll have to see what happens, I believe that the Falcons can make good on a low money count. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this episode of the SBC show. I'm Hunter, Aiden, Daniel, and signing off.